Want to hear something crazy? 70% of you that watch my channel are not yet subscribed. So I'm going to ask a little favor before we start. If you enjoy these videos, you like what I do, the free way to support the channel is by subscribing. Of course, it helps me out so much, and it allows me to keep bringing the fun, frisky content that you love. If you do have a little bit of money, another way to support the channel is to join my Patreon. On my Patreon, I give slices of life and behind-the-scenes content, and I pull back the curtain to give you a more intimate look at my life as a content creator. So, however you decide to support, thank you so much. Today we are talking about a very interesting topic, a mouth-watering topic, you might say, in the gay community. That is oral tops, oral bottoms, and yes, the elusive oral versatile. So buckle up, because it's about to get cheeky, a little bit spicy, but always educational. Did you hear that, YouTube? This channel is always educational. Okay, so in the gay community, you've obviously heard the terms top, bottom, and versatile. And what we're usually referring to when we talk about those roles are anal roles. But surprise, surprise, these labels also extend into the oral world. We don't talk about it as much, but yes, they actually do. Your mouth has a position as well. Who knew? Well, I mean, someone did. But you might not know. And to be honest, I wasn't really aware that we could use these labels for oral. So are you a top, a bottom, or a verse oral? Let's find out. Now I can hear you asking, Patrick, which one are you? Well, that's a great question. And to find that out, you need to check out my exclusive content found on my website. Okay, little disclaimer before we start, and this is kind of strange, and I hate to admit this, but I didn't know you could use top, bottom, versatile for oral, so of course I didn't know which was which, so I Googled it. And I thought, oh, okay, there's the answer. Then I ChatGPT'd it, and they came at me with a different answer. So, full disclosure, I'm not actually sure which one is correct. I'm going to go with ChatGPT because I think it's smarter than Google. If I'm wrong, and I could be, it's not going to change the behaviors, because we're going to talk about the behaviors, we're going to talk about the psychology behind it, we're going to talk about, why people do it and what it consists of. All of that information is the same. But if the label is wrong, let's have it out in the comments. You tell me if I got these labels wrong or if I got them right. Maybe talks amongst yourselves as well, because I don't know. We're going to start with the oral top. Now, the oral top, according to ChatGPT, is the giver. They're the performer, the mouth magician, if you will. They take pride in the skills, and they want to make sure that you're clutching the bed sheets and enjoying yourself and praying to whatever gay gods that you believe in. An oral top is like the DJ of the bedroom. They are the one with the rhythm, they're the ones with the stamina, and they know how to build up that beat for the best experience. They're less about receiving and more about the art of giving. Think of them as like an Uber Eats driver, except instead of bringing you food, they're delivering you pleasure. On time, every time. No service fee, because that's another video. Oral tops often get turned on by their partner's reactions. The moaning, the body language, the sense of making somebody lose control that can be deeply satisfying for that person. Psychologically, it taps into that nurturing side, the service side, the performance-based pleasure. The act of giving is what is erotic for these folks. It's about control and power dynamics in the sense that being the oral top, or the giver, can feel like you're being in control of the situation because you're the one that's setting the pace. You're the one that's deciding the intensity and keeping your partner on edge. Now, orally, this can overlap with a dominant, submissive, dynamics, for sure. Like, some oral tops enjoy the dominant feeling of making somebody melt, making them feel good. Of course, if we're going to dive into a little more psychology, there could be a bit of avoidance of a vulnerability. Like, some guys feel safer giving than receiving because receiving can bring up, feelings of vulnerability, body insecurities. What if they don't like it down there? What if it doesn't look right down there? Being an oral top allows them to enjoy the intimacy without so much of the vulnerability of just laying yourself out there. We have to talk about the affirmation and the validation that comes with being an oral top or the giver. If you're being good at giving oral can feel absolutely like a skill set that you have in your toolkit, like a talent to be proud of. And if your partner praises you or begs for more, and is clearly enjoying themselves, it gives you a sense of competence and validation. Now, some people are naturally inclined towards caretaking and pleasing in relationships. For them, is an extension of that feeling or that desire that they have. So oral is a way of saying, I enjoy making you feel good, and that makes me feel good. Okay, so obviously the oral bottom is going to be the opposite of that. An oral bottom is the one who loves to receive, according to ChatGPT. They get off on being pampered, being worshipped, being adored. For them, oral, it's not just foreplay, it's like the main course. Like, they love, this is their main jam. They're the type who is going to lean back, they're going to relax, they're going to let the other person do all the work, and honestly, there is nothing wrong with that. Oral bottoms are here to be celebrated, they like to feel cherished, and devoured. Some people are like, I don't cook and I don't clean. Oral bottoms are kind of like that, except they're more like, I don't suck, but you better get on your knees. Was that a good analogy? I have to work on my analogies. So if we're going to dive into the psychology of an oral bottom or the receiving the pleasure, an oral bottom is thriving on the sensation and the attention that they're getting. For them, the intimacy is about surrendering and basking in the focus that the other person has on them. A lot of oral bottoms enjoy the psychological boost of feeling desired. It makes you feel wanted and adored. It makes you feel like you're the center of attention. Like being on stage in a one-person audience and they cannot get enough of your one-man show. Which, let's face it, doesn't happen very often in real life, in one-man shows. If you're receiving, it can be a lot about vulnerability, which is the opposite of the other one. It's vulnerability and trust. You're allowing somebody else to kind of take control of the situation, which can feel liberating for people who are usually in control in other areas of their life. Feeling wanted enough to be gone down on. Wow. Can you say that? For them is validating. It's reinforcing a desirability. It's boosting self-esteem in a very physical, immediate, and intimate way. Okay, this of course is bringing us to the oral versatile, which obviously takes both positions and brings them together. These are the special unicorns, the oral versatiles. They are the switch hitters, the equal opportunity mouth enthusiasts. They will go down on you and let you return the favor. They are basically the Bernie Sanders of jobs. They believe in equality and reciprocity. It's a little give, it's a little take, sometimes at the same time, if you know what I mean. So somebody who is an oral versatile would see intimacy as a give and take situation where both people get to experience pleasure in equal measure. Oftentimes it's a thank you, let me repay the favor sort of thing. There's a playfulness, there's an experimentation. One thing about oral versatiles, one thing about oral versatiles is that they can adapt to their partner's needs. So they may be with a oral top or an oral bottom and they can adapt to any situation. So they may get off on reading the situation, matching the energy, and that makes them feel connected. They're often obviously very comfortable in both roles. They desire both roles, and this can reflect a broader confidence in their sexual identity. And again, it also depends on their partner. What does the partner in that moment crave, desire, need, want? So the psychology of the verse is about wanting the whole menu, not just one dish specifically, per se. But here's the most important part. Just like with the anal positions that we're all so well aware of, people can get hung up on these labels. Some guys might feel pressure to always be the giver or feel guilty about always being the receiver. But listen, like, pleasure is not a competition, folks. So whether you're an oral top or a bottom or a versatile, the point is do what makes you happy and find partners who are into the same thing. So it's a match. Okay, so to recap, an oral top is the giver, the performer, the Beyonce of jobs. The oral bottom is the receiver, the worship, the diva reclining on the chaise lounge. And the oral verse is the diplomat. He's the multitasker, the bisexual energy of oral. And remember, there is no right or wrong way to identify here. These are just fun categories to help us understand our preferences and have a little laugh along the way. So which one are you? Are you an oral top, an oral bottom, or proudly versatile? Drop it in the comments below. Don't be shy. This is a safe space. And hey, if you're enjoying these cheeky deep dives into queer culture, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, share this video with that one friend who needs a little oral education. And remember, to support my channel and stay connected with me, visit patrickmarano.com and make sure to sign up for my newsletter for discounts on fun stuff for you to enjoy. And honestly, if something ever happens to this channel, the newsletter is the way for us to keep in touch with all of my future projects. So make sure you go and sign up today. And I will see you in the next video.